maybe I can help, or maybe they can help me.
Yeah.
And that has happened where I met guys and they're like, hey, I saw your wheelchair. I saw that you were putting your wheelchair. I know you've been injured, and we start talking, and and then they give me some tips, and vice versa. So I think it's when you're ready to, because I know some friends that we invite them, and we have an event.
Yeah,
come hang out, and they're still on the on that place where they don't want to go, they don't want to be exposed, they don't want to adapt.
Yeah. They're not ready for the shift.
They're not ready.
They are not ready. So I guess patience is key in the community for so many things, right?
But that's great, Walt. I'm going to do that. I'm going to start doing that more, because, we all kind of get the head nod, when we see each other out in public. Like the knowing nod. But I think I'm going to go talk to those people, and and not awesome. Like you say, not just say, do you need anything, but is there anything, if I needed help, where do you go, that kind of thing, to start that conversation, so I can find out if they need it, and then talk about all the resources that are there. Yeah, I like that a lot, because I worry about those people.
It started off on a value that they've already added value to your life just by being. And I bet that there are people that feel like they are unvaluable because they are different. So if you start like, hey, can you help me, versus me tell you how life is.
And that's the other thing, over the, years of doing this, just the 2 years, we've talked to people that are 12 years in, and they were isolated. They just were depressed, and they go to a meeting, and it's like their whole life has changed, and that they're all about the meeting still to this day, and they're still telling people about the meeting. So it's being a part of the community. That's huge. That's absolutely. So what's your life like now with Triumph? Because I know you're probably more than a volunteer, right?
Yeah. So I started as a volunteer, and I think at the beginning, Andrew, I was working, and this is funny because he even mentioned it to me. Hey, Walter, we're doing this event, but it's okay if you don't, if you cannot make it, we understand. Like, oh no, dude, I'll make it. All right. And then one time we were driving to Santa Barbara, and he's like, hey, we're not hiring Walter, because he thought I was going to, like, Andrew, I don't want to work for you. I'm not looking for a job. It's just like, I like doing this. I like, coming, having fun with you, helping you, meeting other people, hanging out. Yeah. But I'm good. But then the opportunity presented, he asked me, hey, Walter, if you were offered a job, will you take it? Sure, man. And that's how we started. And he started me as our handcycle director. And now I tell the guys, you don't leave with that handcycle. You wait for the group.
No, you're the one chastising people and saying, hey, I'm going to put a kid leash on you if you don't wait.
And that's the part of the job that I love, when I see somebody's face that gets to a handcycle event, gets to ride the bike for the first time.
Yeah.
And sees the experience, and they feel alive again. They feel alive. They feel like, man, this is so cool. If 10 people complain, but one person goes home happy, and can stop talking about the event, hey, I did my job.
Yeah, success. Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah, I've seen some of those transformations. It's amazing. I remember going to a rugby, just to practice a game open, and this kid comes, his mom brings him in. He's maybe 18, and he's very early, post-injury. And you could just say body language, everything. You could tell he was dragged there by his mom and didn't want to be there. After he played rugby, we got him in a chair and he played a little rugby. And you wouldn't recognize him. He was like an entirely different person. The light bulb went off on that guy. So it was awesome. Yeah.
That's the beauty about the events. Sport. Yeah. It's not just about, this is what I tell guys, or, the people I meet. Come and hang out. You don't have to do sport. You don't have to. But just come and socialize. Come and hang out. Yeah. Come and hang out. Get out of the house. It's free. join us.
Yeah. Yeah. You see your brothers and sisters. And like I say, it's that immediate connection. So, well, we got the opportunity. I know we've done a couple episodes with Andrew, and he's, explained everything about Triumph. But, maybe you can kind of do a little piece about what Triumph does and all that. They're very active in Southern California.
Well, Triumph, I think, how I see it is one of the organizations that helps give them the community resources, getting them back to getting back in the community. When we meet them in the hospital, I'll give you one story. Last week, this guy got out of the hospital. Andrew gave him a backpack when he was in rehab. He went to the resources. He saw pain controls. He went online, bought them, came to the shop after 2 days of being discharged from the hospital, came to pick up a wheelchair loaner. And that's one thing I love, that's part of my job as well, fixing wheelchairs, equipment, and we give them back to the community. Because when I got injured, it took me 2 years to get my proper wheelchair. I was almost 2 years with the hospital chair.
Oh man,
which is insane.
It set me back mentally, physically, and it was just, I was asking myself, when can I get a break? When can I need a break. If I'm not going to walk, at least I need the right equipment. And that's
is that the system, Walt? Is that the system that took that long?
Yes. Insurance, how they navigated it. They were, and of course, because I was in that place where I thought everybody was against me, my response was different. I would get angry, not call, not like today, where we tell them, there's no better advocate than yourself. You tell them what you need, how you need it, and you need it as soon as possible. Yeah. And that's one thing that Triumph offers. Yeah. Refers, we restore equipment, wheelchairs, and that guy, he looked happy already. Like, hey man, I know I'm not gonna walk, but I'm already driving. I feel independent. He feels like himself. Yeah. Yeah. And that's one thing that I like to say, that Triumph gets get them out of where they are, to a better place, where they see that they can triumph over their disability.
Yeah.
Amazing. So amazing.
So you're, an advocate for our community. You're a husband, a father. How do you balance all those things?
Well, it's like everything else, you got to make time. Like today, I got to take my daughter. We're going to the bed. I need to take her. That's why I didn't go to work. Tomorrow I got to go back to work. Wife, she's amazing. She understands me, and I'm very blessed right now. I'm blessed because after I saw the light on the community, I saw the light on that I still had a purpose, that I'm not disabled, that we just do things differently, and we have the resources. That's one thing I always say. We live in America. You can go anywhere. You can do whatever you want, especially if it's free. That's my joke. Everything that we do is free. So come out. That's what I do. If it's free, I'm there. Right, Doug?
Yeah.
Free is for me. That's what they say, right?
Well, and you say all those things, and that comes from a place of experience, so that, has that extra weight. Absolutely. So there's a nickname that you have. Are you familiar with that? He's like, give me that look. What are you talking about? I just heard the resident rock star. Have you heard that?
A resident rock star? No, I never heard it.
Yeah, just for everything that you do. So I was just wondering if you knew how that came about. So you haven't even heard it. I guess I let the secret out of the bag.
Yeah, he pumps up the crowd and spins many plates without, making it look hard.
It makes sense, yeah, because like I say, I just met him 6-8 months ago, and I feel like I've known him my whole life.